which is this beautiful purple shade. And I'm literally just gonna go straight in with color. Remember when we used to do transition colors first? I feel like that doesn't exist anymore. It's just going straight in with the darks and then blending them out as you go. So I'm really just kind of start blending over the edge softly, just with the same brush. Okay, now that we've got down our purple, I'm going to take another brush. I don't even make this brush anymore, I don't think. Literally one of my favorite brushes ever. I've had it for years and years and years and years. So I'm really just packing that yellow over the edge. And then you'll notice when you're doing this that the colors don't together. That's because you have to get another shade. And I'm going to go in with the really neon orange shade called Lit. And this is hella pigmented, so it blends in with the two colors and it just kind of joins them together. I'm going to take that shade and I'm going to gently start blending it just a bit. And just kind of make sure that's blended exactly how I want it to blend. Alright, next thing we're going to be moving on to liner, and my favourite liners at the moment, these are by a brand called Suva Beauty, the Hydra Effects liners. This is in the shade called Dance Party. Activate it with water. The only thing that I don't like about them is they do tend to crack, and you need to mix the right amount of water with them. I've tried mixing like Duraline from Inglot with them. It doesn't work. I've tried all different methods, so water's the one, pretty sure. But they do crack a little bit. Some colours crack and some don't. I just bought a bunch of new neon pigments from a brand called Helen E Cosmetics over from the UK, so they should be coming soon and I can play around with them too. It's all about just playing with products, but these are really pigmented and I'm really happy with them. So I just dip my little brush here. The brush that I'm using is the Sigma Eyeliner E11 brush. That's really good for really like fine printed liners, and I'm kind of just mixing that into the top of the liner. And once it's glossy, you want it to be not too runny and not too thick, kind of in between. I wipe off the whole brush because you don't want extra product on there, and then I just dip the tip. Oh, that sounds pretty sexual. And then I kind of, instead of going like this, you don't want any product to like drag, you kind of just want to go straight in like against my eye. And then I'm just going to take my blending brush that I use for the top of my eye and just kind of blend it out, just so when it comes to conceal, there's no harsh lines. Firstly, I'm just taking the purple shade. I'm pretty much just going to do on top of my eye, under my eye, what I did on top of my eye, called Wasted. And I'm putting it right up against my lash line and just really packing on that colour before we start blending. It's going to look really messy, but it'll look good in the end. Now, straight underneath that, I'm just going to take some of Lit, which is that orange, my eye. And then I'm just going to take my blending brush that I use for the top of my eye and just kind of blend it out, just so when it comes to conceal, there's no harsh lines. Firstly, I'm just taking the purple shade. I'm pretty much just going to do on top of my eye, under my eye, what I did on top of my eye. I'm going to blend that orange into the purple. Then I'm going to go back in with the purple and add more. Then I'm going to take the shade called Liquor, and I'm going to add that right up against my lash line as well. And taking a little bit more purple. Just going to leave that more of my black gel liner, and I'm just going to tight line my eyes with this. And then I'm just going to make lash glue, which is the House of Lashes black lash glue. This is latex free, so it dries very, very quick, and it really does keep your lashes on. Like, it really, really, really does. And I'm improving with keeping my inner lash glued down, because I know that's been a bit hard. I just dry this lash glue for about 40 seconds. Oh, it just smells so good. It's good for your skin at the same time, and it really sticks to foundation well. I'm just going to let that dry a little bit, just go a little bit tacky. Okay, once that's all dry, I'm going to be taking my favourite foundation, pretty much ever. This is Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. It's a 2-in-1, so it's like full coverage, but natural. I don't really know how to explain this foundation. It's full coverage, natural, you can still see skin, but it's like buildable, so it can be... Maybe that's just me, I'm not sure. I'm just going to take a little bit of that powder that's left in the lid and just pop that over the rest of my face. Moving on to contouring, I'm going to be taking the Hoola Caramel Time. So I'm just gently starting to contour my face. Even though my jawline is contoured from my beard, I just like to run a little bit around. The Modern Mandarin by MAC. This is perfect for someone with my skin tone. I would rather have that orangey sort of blush rather than like a pinky tone blush. I was tossing up between this and Peaches. They're very similar, but Peaches is a little bit more orange. And because we've got the whole sunset vibe going on, I think we're gonna do this one right here, Indy. And I'm just gonna use the same brush that I used with my bronzer because we're gonna be blending them together anyway. And I'm gonna be starting up from high rather than putting it down.
Celebrities and seeing if they want to be a part of my makeup routine. Alright you guys, let's just jump right into everything. I have my Instagram DMs up and open and we're just gonna see what happened. So the first step of my makeup routine is obviously going to be a primer. So I feel like I want to DM some different celebrities that have really, really beautiful skin. And the first person that comes to mind is Miss Bella Hadid. So I'm going to send her a Instagram. I really was obsessed with her and her music and her voice. And I still remember it like it was literally yesterday. We took a selfie together and I've loved her ever since. It is so cool to see her blow up. So hopefully she replies and suggests a bronzer. Okay, you guys, so the next step of our routine is once my blush is on, I always go ahead and bake, but we already have our sister setting powder. So the next step is going to be our brows. And when I think of like really beautiful structured brows, one of the first people that comes to mind is Sister Madison Beer because she always looks literally perfect. I don't even understand how it looks like that, but she might have a good suggestion. Sent to Madison Beer. After my brows are slayed and in place, the next step of my makeup routine is always eyeshadow. And when I think of iconic red carpet eyeshadow looks that have literally changed the industry, let's be real, the first person just like, oh, camera flying! Yeah, this video's going well!
Can you imagine a video where you would compare Sultan for the day and you guys go shopping together and everything?
I wouldn't give anything to film with her. I feel like it would be so iconic. I would compare Sultan Sugar Baby for a day. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. You guys, if you want to see me and Paris glam together, let me know. That would be so hot. After my eyeshadow and lashes reply, let me write to him. After highlighter, next always comes my lips. And of course, we have the perfect person to DM for a lip suggestion. That is Queen Kylie Jenner herself, inventor of the Kylie Lip Kit. She literally has every shade you could possibly imagine, so I know she'll have a good. And last but finally not least, we have setting spray to lock my face in place all day long. And for this step, I want to DM probably the most famous person on the entire planet right now, and that is Lil Nas X. Who better to suggest a setting spray than him, because if he's taking his courses? Shay Mitchell. Hi, Sister Shay. Congratulations on your pregnancy. First of all, that baby is literally going to be the most beautiful child probably ever in the entire world. Y'all better watch out. She's coming. I can't believe that I would forget this, but we need to do our today's video for a few of my favorite celebrities, and I'm so excited, so let's just dive right in. Alright, you guys, so obviously you know the first step of every makeup routine is always going to be primer, and we reached out to quite a few different people that have hashtag skin goals for primer, and after 5 days, none of them replied. So this video is off to a really, really great start. But I will say, obviously they're all very, very busy, and out of all the makeup steps, this is the only one that didn't get a response, and I didn't even used to use primer beforehand, so I feel like we can definitely go ahead and skip it. Dang. And it was an insert notification, and I opened the shower door, dripping wet, and I glanced over at my phone, and you know whose name? It's right there. Shades that match me very, very well. But since I got tan at the lake, I did go ahead and pick up a few different shades to try out. 190, 185, and 210. So let's go ahead and get our base on. I'm gonna try this. Is that, oh my god, this is too light for me. I never thought this day would come where I actually got tan and my foundation is too light. This is a plot twist y'all didn't expect. We're just gonna blend our pro filter all over and get some good full cover. Girl who's on top of her social media. And she said, hi babe, that's so fun for sure. This foundation concealer combo looks so good right now. It is not even funny. I'm like obsessed with how this looks. This is the most full coverage I think I've ever been, but I'm really not mad about it. Before I go in and get creasy, let's move on to our next step, which is going to be setting. Let's go ahead and do as she says and pack it on. Okay, if this is not packed on, I don't even know what packed on could possibly be. My face feels so set and locked in place. I'm gonna go ahead and brush the excess. On the other hand, it's not hard. So I'm gonna apply a very tiny little bit of this and hope to God that it doesn't ruin my entire makeup look. Okay, that's not bad at all. I was a little scared there for a second, I'm not gonna lie, but I like how this looks. Before I move on to the next step, I'm just gonna really quickly grab a little bit more loose powder and butter. And like my girl Kim Painter said, really pack it on and just do a little bit of baking. All right, you guys, Anyways, while my face is baking in place, I'm gonna move on to the next step, which is going to be eyebrows. And I wanted to reach out to somebody who I know always has perfect eyebrows, and that good sis came through with the recommendation. She said, "Hi sister, I would love to, but give me more details. Haha, what do you mean grow products?" And in this moment, I realized I spelled brow as grow instead. So once I corrected myself, she said, "Anastasia, ready to go. Thank you once again to Madison Beer for the recommendation." Anastasia, so with an M433, grabbing the terracotta shade from the palette and buffing right over top of that edge. Grabbing an M513 and dipping into that light brown kind of transitional color. I'm just going to very lightly buff out that top edge. I'm going to do a soft cut crease using the gold shade. I'm going to add a little bit of lavender using an angled brush and the dark maroon shade from the palette once again. Alright you guys, that is already one eye using the Soulfire palette, all complete. I think it looks so stunning and definitely reminds me of a campfire. I'm going to go and do the other one off camera quickly, and I'll be right back to do this nice bad lashes. A lash can really make or break a look. So I went ahead and DM'd the first ever